Shalom, brothers and sisters. So, more news from the Iran-Israel ongoing war, which shows no sign of stopping anytime soon or abating, with multiple countries possibly being drawn into the fray in the days ahead. So, let's just quickly look at the most interesting articles that are out at the moment. The first one is Putin and Erdogan, obviously, the two of them, part of the Gog-Magog alliance, and getting closer and closer every day. And I've always said Erdogan, Turkey, is the Trojan horse in NATO. That they haven't figured this out yet just beats me. But anyway, Putin and Erdogan condemn Israeli actions against Iran in phone call. Erdogan calls Netanyahu the greatest threat in the region. Russian President Putin and Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan held a phone call to discuss the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. They condemned Israel's military actions and urged an immediate ceasefire. What about Ukraine, buddy? The leaders expressed serious concerns about the regional consequences of the ongoing Iran-Israel conflict. This has resulted in significant casualties and threatens long-term stability in the Middle East. The Kremlin emphasized that both leaders advocated for resolving contentious issues, including Iran's nuclear program, through political and diplomatic means. Because, that's worked really well up until now, hasn't it? According to the Kremlin, Putin and Erdogan condemned Israel's act of force as a violation of international law and the UN Charter, highlighting the risks of further escalation. Once again, how does this not apply to the Russia-Ukraine situation? The leaders agreed to maintain close cooperation to address the crisis, with Erdogan stressing that Turkey is ready to facilitate de-escalation and support nuclear negotiations. In a statement from Turkey's Communications Directorate, Erdogan accused Netanyahu's government of adopting a lawless attitude that poses a clear threat to the international system. But Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, the Houthis in Yemen, none of them are lawless. None of them pose a threat to international order. That's all fine, as long as Jews are dying. Any other way around, then it's a threat to everything. He warned that the Middle East cannot tolerate a new war and suggested that Israel's actions are an attempt to divert attention from the genocide in Gaza. Right, they're going to attack a country 20 times their size, supposedly way more powerful, to divert attention from what's happening in Gaza. These people are lacking common sense and brain power when they make speeches. How they're still in power is only due to the forces of darkness that need them for a time such as this. Sorry. The US is preparing to attack Iran and sending their most advanced aircraft carrier to the Mediterranean. The United States is sending the USS Gerald R. Ford to the Mediterranean Sea, making it the latest in a series of military movements due to escalating tensions between Israel and Iran. I think we passed the escalating tension stage to the open aggression stage. Once in the Mediterranean, the Ford will become the third US aircraft carrier operating near Iran, joining CABLZAJJ, stationed in the Persian Gulf, and Nimitz, stationed in Southeast Asia, but redirected from there to move closer to the region. The carrier deployments come due to heightened regional concerns. Islamic Republic is collapsing. Former Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi says transitional plan is ready for post-regime government. So he made another speech. The Islamic Republic has reached its end and is in the process of collapsing. The former Crown Prince, who is popular amongst expatriate Iranians in the West, referred to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei as a frightened rat hiding underground. Khamenei, like a frightened rat, has gone into hiding underground and has lost control of the situation, Pahlavi said. What has begun is irreversible. The future is bright, and together we will pass through the sharp turn in history. Pahlavi laid the blame for the conflict, including casualties, squarely on Khomeini's warmongering and delusions. So that's straight from the exiled crown prince, not blaming Israel, but blaming the regime and what they've been doing all this time. And the interesting thing is, I watched a video just yesterday where a decorated Iranian fighter pilot, an elder gentleman, is appealing to Iranians everywhere to stop supporting the regime and, like them, the fighter pilots, stand with the people of Iran and move forward into the future with the crown prince and the advice and the speeches he's giving. So there's a lot of support in Iran as well as outside of Iran for what the crown prince is saying, and that seems to make a lot of sense at this stage. Iranian pilots fled on sight. Israeli Air Force pilot reveals details from his first strike over Iran. Fighting 1,500 kilometers from home isn't a walk in the park, said the Israeli Air Force pilot major. We saw Iranian jets take off and then they fled and vanished. We stayed 2 hours and could have gone back again and again. In recent days, Iranian media claimed that Israeli pilots were shot down or captured, that dogfights had taken place. It's funny, of course, that didn't happen, said the major. Every pilot dreams of downing an enemy aircraft, and we were ready. But during the opening wave, when we entered Iranian airspace, we saw the pilots take off and then flee. They flew inwards towards central Iran, literally running away from us and disappearing. How incredible is that? Now, again, in their defense, if I was flying an F-4 Phantom and stealth fighters were coming in to attack, you're on a suicide mission. This is not a Hollywood Top Gun movie. It's not how it works in the real world. You are going to die. If you're flying an F-14 Tomcat, which they're still flying, and you're going up against F-16s and F-15s and all the latest stealth technology coming at you hard and fast, you're going to die. It's not about how amazing you are in the cockpit. It is over from a distance. So it's interesting. But there's scripture about this too. And I want to leave you with that at the end of this video. And I'm going to attach a clip of an interception that took place now over Syria of an Iranian drone by the Israeli Air Force too. Deuteronomy 28 verse 7 says the following. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. The same way that they saw these fighter pilots hop in their planes, launch up into the air and flee away from them. 7 ways into the rest of Iran, anywhere but to face the Israeli Air Force in their own skies. God is in control. Keep praying for Israel as more and more of the world turns against her. Shalom.
هسه بطلع لك الاف 35 خليك تدغر فيه. إذا طيران ها؟ طيران. فقاها يا